Hey you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm here with our weekly video on creating a space that supports your health and wellness through reducing toxins, implementing healthy habits, and bringing in healthier materials to your home and your space. This week we are going to be talking about microbiome disrupting chemicals. Now, this is a little bit newer to a lot of us. We haven't been hearing about this for too long, and there's not a lot of information that has been publicly published about these chemicals, but I thought it would be really important to go through and find out more about these chemicals for myself, and why not share it with you? So today we're going to talk about these microbiome disrupting chemicals, where they are in your home, what they are, and what they are doing to our health and our wellness, how to avoid them, and how to make healthier swaps to get them out of your house completely.
So if you have started researching or reading about toxins in your home, you have likely heard about endocrine disrupting chemicals that wreak havoc on your body and your space. But this week we were talking about a new chemical, a microbiome disrupting chemical. I'm assuming most of us have not heard about this or do not understand this new category of a toxin. And while it is closely related to chemicals that disrupt our hormones, after all, if you think about it, our body and our body's systems all work together very closely to support each other. This is actually a whole new class of toxins and chemicals, and sometimes it's easiest to look at chemicals and toxins in these categories. So not only will it make it easier for you to understand, but you can understand exactly what this type of toxin is doing to your body, and it'll make it easier to get it out of your home. So once you start removing these microbiome disrupting chemicals, you can actually begin to heal your gut and get it back to a normal and healthy state where it protects your immune system and your endocrine system. So first things first, what is microbiome disruption? So the microbiome has microbes that live both in and on your body, and they play a big role in keeping us healthy. The difficulty is these microbes have a perfect balance for each of us, and this balance can become disturbed by a number of things, in turn putting our health at risk. So our gut microbes play a powerful role in our bodies, and while they protect us and our systems, they're actually quite susceptible to harm and external influences. Microbiome disruption can actually lead to the development of chronic diseases. This includes gastrointestinal disorders, diabetes, obesity, and even chronic allergies. When the gut becomes imbalanced, it can then lead to immune system dysfunction and even mental health issues. Overall, the gut is the gateway to so many other systems that it's crucial we keep it in a state of low toxin exposure, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about. So there are chemicals that disrupt the microbiome. That's what we're talking about today. And while the list is really long, many of the microbiome disrupting chemicals are also chemicals that disrupt our hormones. So in fact, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention has documented hundreds of these chemicals, and we're going to break them down into 4 categories. So the first are these endocrine disrupting chemicals. This would include phthalates, bisphenols. They've been shown to reduce the diversity of protective bacteria in the gut, which in turn can lead to intestinal inflammation, metabolic disorders, and it's even been shown to cause liver inflammation. Another study that I found showed that altered gut microbiota was associated with lowered response to any sort of vaccine. The next category is pesticides. This includes insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, all of the things that we spray on our plants, they've all been linked to inflammation in general. But they've also been shown to stay in our bodies for very long periods of time. This actually causes gut abnormalities. So pesticides have also been shown to disrupt the immune system and overall gastrointestinal function just through exposure. The third category would be heavy metals. This would be cadmium, lead, arsenic, mercury. They've all been found to reduce the beneficial bacteria in the gut that protects you from inflammation in your gut. Chronic exposure can actually lead to inflammatory gastrointestinal disorders. There was another study that showed that exposure to heavy metals resulted in the overproduction of gut microbes. And this in turn can lead to more gut inflammation, respiratory conditions, and even urinary tract infections. And then this last category it's called persistent organic pollution. This is the pollution that is forever toxins. It's everywhere. It's things such as dioxins, benzenes, PBDEs. They've all been linked to gut inflammation through inhalation. So when you're breathing in these toxins that are off-gassing in your home or outside, the exposure to PBDEs specifically has actually led to reduced diversity of gut microbial species and altered protein metabolism. So this just disrupts your gut in a big way. So these 4 categories of microbiome disrupting chemicals are just a really easy way to categorize the toxins, which can also make it easier to start working towards reducing toxins as a whole. So we're going to break down these toxins into areas of your home. First, cleaning products. They contain so many chemical ingredients, and even if it looks like a healthy green option, you can't necessarily be sure that it is. Use a third-party app to cross-reference your products to ensure that there are no synthetic fragrances or other things like phthalates in the product that can disrupt your gut microbiome. Lead paint is another area we can improve our health of our home. So if you have a home that is older than 1978, chances are there is lead paint somewhere on the inside. Now, while lead is not a problem when paint is covered, if the paint begins to flake, you can be exposed to lead dust in the air. You should also consider having renovation work done by a professional who is licensed to remove lead from your home so that you don't get the lead dust anywhere else in your space. Ceramic cookware can also contain toxins that will disrupt the microbiome. Even new ceramic cookware, but mostly older ceramic cookware, has been found to contain lead and even cadmium in the glaze. So make sure any ceramic cookware you get moving forward has been third-party tested. This is why I love Extrema cookware, or find something that has been manufactured in the USA. Flame retardants are being used less and less, but they're still present in our upholstery and in our mattresses, which we are in contact with for very long periods of time. It may not be feasible to replace your mattress or furniture right now, but there are so many things you can do to minimize exposure while you have it in your home. I've written several posts about this that cover how you can put certain protective barriers on your current mattress to reduce exposure and how to increase indoor air flow so that you are not coming in contact with the off-gassed toxins from your furniture as frequently. House dust is actually filled with chemicals, bacteria, pesticides. It can be spread throughout your home and move from room to room. So every home has dust from our textiles and our fibers that also end up throughout our space. These fibers are affecting our health and our well-being, and the gross truth is we actually consume quite a bit of dust on a day-to-day basis just from our daily living habits. And then finally, plastic food storage. So plastic that touches our food can leach a variety of toxins, but specifically bisphenols directly into our food. This can be from saran wrap, plastic snack bags, plastic water bottles, plastic food storage containers, and plastic dishes and utensils. Anywhere there is plastic or a plastic component touching our food, we are being exposed to microbiome disrupting toxins and chemicals. So the great news is you can change some of these things. Before you go about making huge changes to your home, you can actually make really simple, small changes in your habits. Even these habits will help reduce the exposure to microbiome disrupting chemicals on a day-to-day basis. So first, get a water filter. Any water filter if you don't have one. Something is better than nothing here. A carbon block filter will reduce the most number of contaminants, but like I said, if you don't filter your water at all, get something and get it quick. You can actually reduce your exposure to heavy metals and persistent pollution contaminants with just one type of filter. Another huge way you can start improving your space is by also filtering your air with an air purifier. Air purifiers work not only by reducing particles from the air that often contains chemicals, but they can also reduce vapor that has toxins and chemicals in it. We breathe in any toxin that is in our air at home on a regular basis, and by filtering out the big contaminants and particles, we can reduce our exposure to microbiome disrupting chemicals. Another super simple change you can make at home is to stop wearing your shoes in the house. Not only do shoes bring in dirt and bacteria, but most shoes bring in pesticides and cleaning chemicals from public spaces. Once these things are inside your home, they begin to move from one space to another as our dust moves. Keep a mat at your door and leave your shoes there rather than bringing them through your space. Another thing you can do is to just shop smarter. So when you're going to replace products in your home, whether it be your cleaning products, your paper products, or even your personal care products, do it with a healthier option. A lot of times this means doing some research with a third-party database to ensure that you're not just getting a totally greenwashed product, but instead you're getting a product that is truly healthy for your body and for your home. Phthalates are a huge contributor to microbiome disruption, which you can reduce or totally eliminate with healthier products. You can also simplify your products. One of the best things I ever did when I started working towards a low toxin home was to actually reduce my products wherever I could. It was a bit like becoming a sort of minimalist in a way. Essentially, the fewer items you bring into your house, the less toxins you naturally bring in as well. Pare down the cleaners you need or the personal care products you need first, and then start looking at the ingredients in your items. Often, the more simple the product, the fewer toxins it contains naturally. And then finally, remove dust as frequently as you can. Dusting on a regular basis, vacuuming more often than you think you need to, and reducing dust by deep cleaning are all ways to reduce toxins in your space. Our textiles produce a lot of dust that ends up collecting around our home and in our ductwork. And the dust is a huge source of toxins and chemicals that can disrupt not only our gut, but our other systems as well. So once you have a handle on your habits, you can start planning out areas you can swap out toxic materials for healthier ones that won't expose you to microbiome disrupting chemicals. Reducing plastic wherever you can at home is going to be the first one. It could be as simple as throwing away or recycling plastic food containers you've been saving. Or you could go further and start swapping out plastic decor items or plastic furniture. Not all plastic will have the same impact on your health of your space, and so it's probably most important to start paying attention to plastic that touches any food or beverage. Simply get rid of what you don't need and start replacing plastic items with a healthier material like metal, glass, or wood. as you use up any of your health products, your skin products, your body care products, make it a practice to replace it with a clean, low toxin product next time. So the trick is having a product fully researched before what you have runs out so that you can replace it with something healthier. By having this healthier option already picked out and decided on, you take out all of the guesswork and the stress from that decision. You could also start researching a healthier mattress. This is a huge change and likely one that you will have to budget for, but it will be so worth it in the end. Start by researching the mattress that you plan to buy and then start budgeting. Finally, you can actually just watch for sales and coupons to help with that budgeting, and be sure to go to my website and read my post about mattresses, which will help you navigate that whole area. You can also start swapping out your kitchen storage. So this can seem like a really big project once you start thinking about it, but honestly, the truth is it can be as simple as just buying maybe one silicone storage bag with each shopping trip. Or you can simply decide to get paper sandwich wrappers instead of plastic Ziploc bags. Another swap is to use bees wrap instead of saran wrap. There's so many ways you can start using healthier products instead of plastic in the kitchen, and I think you'll be surprised at how easy the swap will actually be. So you can start changing out your cleaning agents. Do your research and pare down wherever you can when it comes to your cleaning products. In fact, the Healthy Home Blueprint has an entire lesson all about cleaning products and how to make sure that you're not using toxic cleaners in your home. Cleaners are a huge source of toxins and chemicals because of how many ingredients they contain. It's important to do research before you buy, and important to have a plan for which product you plan to buy before what you have runs out. Each time a product runs out that you're not quite sure about, make sure you have a healthy swap all picked out. And finally, plan out healthy furniture. Furniture is expensive, but it's often a time-consuming purchase due to all of the research that you might have to do before bringing it into your home. It can be a really long process and tough to determine the right style and the right price point, let alone if you can find something free from chemicals like flame retardants. But again, the key is planning, which is exactly what my entire furniture module in the Healthy Home Blueprint covers for you. With my worksheets and guides, you'll have your furniture replacements planned out in no time. Our gut microbiome is such an intricate part of our overall health and wellness, and it's really imperative that we reduce these microbiome disrupting chemicals wherever we can in our homes.
I hope you're able to take at least one thing from this video and apply it in your own home and your own space. I would love if you would subscribe to my channel, because I am here every single week with a new topic and a new tip on reducing toxins in your house and creating just an overall healthier home. I'll be back again next week with another healthy house tip on creating a space that truly supports your health and your wellness.